Alright, welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Liman Halaji Bangura. I'm a former student of the Destiny College of Management, Theology and Technology, Makini Campus. And the lesson that I'm going to discuss about today is very important when it comes to the aspect of SC. Most students fail to realize this trick, and the blame will go to the teachers because the teachers fail to teach the students these aspects when it comes to essay writing, and not only in the aspect of school exams but also that of external exams. And then it is very important, not only for the kindergartens or the primary pupils, also for the secondary and that of the collegians as well. This trick is very important that we need to understand when it comes to essay writing, more especially when we are writing letters and that of stories and the others, right? The lesson that we are going to discuss about today is types of lowercase letters. The alphabet, we have 26. And at 26, we have the uppercase, which refers to as a capital letter, right? The uppercase, which refers to as a capital letter, and that of the lowercase, which refers to as the small letters. And then the capital letters or the uppercase letters, these letters, they are not difficult, very simple, and I think students don't have problem with these ones. The one they have problems mostly is the lowercase letters. These ones are very important. Most students don't know how to write their lowercase letters, and then it is very important for us to know how to write our lowercase letters. Not only students, even teachers as well, right? And then that is why you see some of your brothers, they sit the words over and over and did not pass because they failed to realize this trick. And whenever they are marking the words or papers, they consider these things, the way you write your letters. Very important. You write them when you got your marks well, right? You get your marks well. But if you write them wrongly, and they will deduct your marks. Yeah. And then if that's the case, let's go to business properly for us to understand. No, we're not going to write step by step, or we write everything so that we read and explains for you guys to understand the details of this aspects, and then for us to save time as well, right? As we can see here, we have the definition of lowercase letters. According to definition here says the smaller form of alphabets characters as opposed to uppercase. They can be grouped into types based on how they are written, especially in handwriting and typography. That is to say, lowercase letters are the smaller form of alphabets, that the opposite of capital letters that are uppercase. The opposite of the uppercase letters or the capital letters, they are the lowercase. They are small in characters, right? So that's why we see them as small letters. And these lowercase letters, they grouped into types based on how they are written. Yeah, the styles that we are referring to. For example, we have the ascenders. The other way around, we refer them as the giraffe letters. The descenders, the other way around, we refer them as the monkey letters. And the shorts, the other way around, we refer them as the tortoise letters. So let's talk about them one after the others. And the example, the ascenders or the giraffe letters. So these are letters that extend above the X heights, right? They extend above the X heights. That is to say, this letter starts from the baseline and the intention is to touch the top line. For example, we see B, right? B, the way I wrote B, and from the top line to that of the baseline, right? And then, as you can see, I did not pass the baseline. I start from the baseline, right? I stopped at the baseline, right? Same thing goes to D. D also, I stopped at the baseline, and the intention of it is to touch the top line. And F, H, K, L, and T, all these are examples of the ascending letters. These are the way they are acceptable to be written in essay, right? Like, for example, some people, whenever they write the F, they write it as if it's a monkey letter, like this way, and it's not acceptable in exams. If you write it this way, it's not acceptable in exams. Like, let's say, for example, you want to spell food. This one is not a monkey letter. It's not acceptable. F, don't write it this way. If you do, why would deduct your mark? Take notes, and it is very, very important. Right? Then the same thing goes to the others. From there, we come to the descending letters, or descendants. The other way around, fathers are monkey letters. We'll say these are letters that extend below the baseline, right? They extend below the baseline. That is to say, they start from the baseline and they come down to it, right? From the baseline down to it. Let's say, for example, we have G, J, P, Q, and Y. These letters, we call them monkey letters. Let's say, if a monkey sat on the branch of a tree, the tail will suspend. Same thing goes to these letters. All the tails of these letters, you see them, they suspend. This is the way how to write them when it comes to essay, right? Some people, when they write their G, they write it this way. Right? It's this way. And this one is not acceptable. This is not a way of writing a lowercase g, right? That is small g. This is not a way of writing it. Same thing goes to J. Some people, they write it this way. This one is not acceptable. The tails of this letter, they're supposed to be suspended like this way. This is the way of writing them, right? And if you write them this way in the exam, trust me, you will score good marks. And then the last but not the least is the short or tortoise letters, right? The short or tortoise letters. See, these letters stay within the X heights. We talk about the X heights, they neither go above or what's below. See, neither going above nor below. Their intention is not to touch the top line or what's not to pass the baseline, right? They're very short, as we can see them. Like, for example, A is what? Is a 20th letter. It's a very short letter. CEIMNORS, and Z, right? All these letters were referred as the short or 20th letter. Don't write A this way. Don't write it this way. It's not acceptable. If you write it this way, it's not acceptable. Why are we going to deduct your marks? And the same thing goes to the others. That of V, to write it this way. To write it this way is not acceptable. Except otherwise, it's capitalized, right? But whenever you're writing the small v, know that the intention of it is what? Is to the x heights, is to be the x heights, neither going above nor below, right? Same thing goes to these letters. All these letters that we are seeing, we refer them as short or tortoise letters. So these are the trick students fail to realize whenever they are writing their essay. And then if you don't implement this trick when you are writing your exam, trust me, more especially essay, you're going to fail that essay. So I want you to practice these aspects, right? until you face the exams. If you practice well to that of the time you're going to take exams, you're used to it, you know how to write all these letters. And trust me, if you know how to write them, except otherwise you don't know the format of other aspects of the essay. But if you know the formats and how to write them, including these letters, you'll pass your essay. Thank you. Once more, my name is Liman Alhaji Bangura.